So, my first little interview session with you, Andy.
Exactly.
Thank you for inviting me to do this with you, and obviously this is going to date the day that we did this.
Well, yes, we have just done a bit of a video with Ed where we've presented our Christmas jumpers. So Ed's got some dodgy Leeds United thing on, so yours is much more festive.
I'm holding up the sparkle for the team, which is always good to see. So I wanted to catch up with you about the next feature drop that we've coming along from Ericsson-LG on the cloud platform, which is going to become available in January for our customers. And I think it's really exciting. Every feature drop we get is fantastic. First of all, we've got some updates coming along, I think, with iPECS 1, which has been a huge success story for us. It's a really strong element of our portfolio. I'm really keen to understand a bit more about what's happening with iPECS 1 this time.
Yeah, sure. So, like you say, I mean, I don't think we could have wished for it to have gone any better, to be honest with you, around iPECS 1. You know, we've got huge numbers of subscribers at the moment. And for us, really, it's just about building on that, and it's going to go from strength to strength over the next sort of 12 to 18 months. But one of the key things in January is, it's close to your heart, is the whole ACD piece. So being able to bring in the ability to log in as an agent through the iPECS 1 interface, really important. And I think it kind of, you know, when we look at the contact centre element of what we do, it really kind of helps to underline that sort of more informal approach to contact centre, and kind of makes it a little bit more rounded. And the fact that we can do it through iPECS 1, I think, is going to be a huge benefit to our customers.
I agree. It's the ACD functionality has been improving on the platform alongside all of the updates we've been having, but it has been a little bit of a restriction having to have a physical Ericsson-LG device to be able to log in. So customers are definitely looking for much more flexibility. Home workers, the people just wanting to have a soft phone and having that ability to log in and log out through the iPECS 1 client, I think it's going to be a massive enhancement.
And I think if you look at the way that the marketplace seems to be going, and everybody keeps talking about post-COVID, but I think that did drive a lot of uptake of things like Teams and Zoom and everything, and people are used to kind of that PC-based interface now, and I think for us it kind of plays into that because so many more opportunities, as you say, that we see. Customers, as good as our phones are, a lot of them want to be deploying to the desktop, and for us to be able to support that with iPECS 1 is fantastic. So
and I think Ericsson-LG have done a good job of it. I had a sneak peek, and I think they've done a really good job of the ease of use and the ability for agents to be able to log in and log out in that way. So
all in one screen, right?
Absolutely. Can't wait to get that out there. That's great. I think another little limitation on the platform recently has been for customers where they want to have iPECS 1 but maybe need a different kind of device, not an Ericsson-LG desktop device. What's happening there?
Well, so I see you've got some notes prepared there. Oh, shit. But obviously we've got the ability to pair iPECS 1 with DECT, which is important. We've had so many opportunities where I think, maybe Matt in the warehouse for us is a great example where you've got someone that kind of splits his time up between sitting at a desk and wandering around the warehouse, and, he's mobile. So he's the kind of user that's likely to have a DECT phone, so being able to pair that is fantastic. We've got the ability to pair with a third-party SIP device, which again is a big win for us, because we'd all like to think in an ideal world everybody only ever sells our handsets and iPECS 1, but we live in the real world, and there's a bunch of third-party phones out there that somebody might be offering for any reason. But funny enough, the video that Ed and I have just done, we've been talking about iPECS Anywhere, and I think for me that's probably one of the key things that's coming with this update, which is why these folks that are watching this are going to find out that we're going to align those two launches together, iPECS Anywhere and the feature drop. So LG, it was a little bit of a surprise for us because we weren't aware they were doing it, to be honest with you, but a pleasant surprise. They're going to give us the ability to have iPECS 1 working together with iPECS Anywhere.
Great.
So you can kind of do that at the moment, but it's really complicated because you need two separate licenses, and it's not ideal, not really workable. But as I was saying to Ed, and it kind of overlaps with what we're saying here, if you look at you folks in the sales team, fantastic example of where you might have people that you're out on the road day in, day out, and you're only human, and the natural reaction is not necessarily to open an app on your phone before you make a call. So you could see you guys using iPECS Anywhere during the day when you're out and about in the car, but then when today you're in the office, you might be defaulting to your browser and want to use iPECS 1, and so the ability to pair those, I think, going to be a real win for us in terms of that product. So
well, I guess the other part of it, iPECS Anywhere there as well, is that if I'm in my car and I just need to make a quick and easy phone call using my native mobile, I can do that. But if I'm somewhere where I might want to check your presence and your availability, it gives me that choice to use iPECS anywhere, iPECS 1, to be able to see that little extra bit of detail when I'm in a place that it makes sense to do so.
For sure.
Cool. And then the final bit, just a little bit of an enhancement, a tablet app.
Yes. So it's something we've been looking to fill the gap on, shall we say, for a while, because as much as we've made huge strides forward on iPECS 1 and it's a brilliant product, we were lacking when it came to tablet. So we've got iPad support coming, and then we've got, funnily enough, I mean, you know me, I'm an Android user, but we've got the slightly whatever, but we've got the slightly more complex bit, which is Android. And if I can just explain that, unlike with iPad, in the Android world, we've got like what feels like a gazillion different tablets out there. So what our customers are going to find, our partners will find from day one, is there's 3 Samsung tablets we're going to support at launch. So that's what's been tested and approved on, and then they'll find sort of over the next 6 to 12 months we'll gradually add more stuff into it. So it's just a little bit of a caveat, but you know, it's filling that gap. It's kind of that final little bit of, you know, gloss, I guess, almost, that we wanted to put on the app. But yeah, having the ability to do it in tablet is fantastic.
So overall, lots and lots more choice for our customers to work in the way that suits them with all of the different devices and applications that we have. It's great. Cool. So another real success story for us has been iPECS Analytics.
Yes.
And, you know, I think our partners are having great success with it. We're really enjoying it. And the roadmap's looking great from Ericsson-LG. So there's an enhancement with the next feature drop.
Yeah, it's I guess if you're sort of looking at the priorities of the upgrades with the feature drop, the sort of headline stuff is most definitely iPECS 1, because that's the real sort of customer facing stuff that we've got going out there. With analytics, it's really more about sort of just enhancing some of the metrics that we've got within the product and tidying up how some of the reporting is done. But I wouldn't sort of sell that short, because it's still an important fact that it shows that the roadmap is ongoing and we're constantly looking to enhance and improve the product. So yeah, we've got a small number of sort of what I would call back-end updates coming in January, and then obviously it's then building to next September when we've got the next major release of cloud coming. I'm sure we'll do some more video content further down the line, but it's all just about keeping that enhancement going.
And I know it's not entirely part of this, but a bit of a curveball to throw at you, apologies, but an enhancement we've obviously made recently, and I think it's maybe worth just reiterating with iPECS Analytics Advanced Plus. Because I think it's an opportunity just to reiterate the flexibility that's given us.
Yeah, I mean, so for anybody that doesn't know, obviously when we launched it, we had 2 flavours, advanced and standard, and it was always about, you know, you order your supervisor license, but then part of the ease of the product, if you want, was the fact we just auto-populate. So if you've got 20 users on the platform, order 1 supervisor, you know, and it's done.
Easy.
But there's always but, right? You know, there are some customers out there, and I think it's as you've probably found, as you start scaling up, you're likely to come across more of those customers where actually we don't need to monitor everybody. So we don't want to pay for a license for everybody, even though obviously you and I know it's a well-priced solution. So Advanced Plus is designed to do just that. So you still order your supervisor license, but then, you know, you might have 50 users on a site, but we've only got 20 users we need to monitor, so then we can select the agents that we monitor. So yeah, that's good. And we've 2 or 3 weeks, I think we've had that out now. So another good addition.
Just to reiterate that, And I guess there's a tiny little bit of a kind of admin-y stuff that kind of tacks onto the back of this as well, which is probably worth
there's a couple of little bits happening with the SRTP, the security side of the platform, that's just being extended out across more of the, I guess the term I would use is the iPECS cloud ecosystem. So obviously we did the bit about the handsets back in, was it August time now, but we're just extending that security to the servers that run some of the, you know, like iPECS 1 and some of the recording. So you'll gradually see that side of it being improved over the next 12 months as well. And some of the API stuff's being updated, but I'm not going to say too much, because you know we've both been in a meeting today where we've got some really exciting stuff that we can't talk to these guys about. No. But I think next year is going to be not only, but it feels like the year of the API, and I'm really excited about what we've seen today. So yeah, that's about it.
Cool. Lots of exciting stuff to look forward to then.
Yeah.
As if Christmas isn't enough.
Well, Christmas happens, you get all excited, and then people are going to have the January blues, and we're going to be able to come along with a fantastic launch and some new stuff for them. So it's a good way to blow away those January blues, I reckon.
Timescale then? What kind of rough timescale?
So
for
we're looking.
The main platform?
I would say at the moment we're on course for a mid-Jan launch. The way that the testing's been done from our point of view is Ericsson-LG staggered it this time, so we did all of the iPECS 1 testing. It feels like weeks ago now, and the good thing about that is we flew through that, no problems at all. Then at the beginning of December, so sort of end of last week, they gave the analytics software to us. So we reckon that testing is going to be done hopefully by next week, which should put us firmly on course for a mid-Jan launch, which we're trying, as I say, we're trying to align it with iPECS anywhere, so that we've got those two big things to bring out.
Excellent. Looking forward to it.
Good. Any more questions for me?
None for me for now.
Well, I guess we need to say Happy Christmas to these guys
Definitely.
in case we haven't seen them before, which we probably won't. And I'm sure Helen will be back when we do so I've been saying on the other videos what we're trying to do with these is talk about what's coming, but then when we get to what's coming, we'll probably get together again and do a more detailed video for everybody, so there's a little bit more to sit under what we've talked about today. So,
maybe with less bling.
Yeah, probably less bling next. It'll be more of the news presenter look, I think,
Styling,
next time.
yeah.
So
Excellent.
awesome. Thank
Great.
you.
Thanks.
See you soon.
Thanks.